Oh. Welcome to Satisfactory. It's been a while. Last time we played, I showed you the train system. I had to take a break, and so there's a few things that I've done since then. I have a treat. And that treat is... I have taken the first step at cleaning up Tentacle Town. I've been meaning to do this for a while and actually have like a supply depot and like a supply mall where I can store all my stuff in a single place. And I have talked about my plans to have kind of a subway, a resource subway, and I wanted to have a single place where I concentrate all the resources. And so I have made this building, and it is going to be just supplies. And it went up really fast, so I'm not sure it's actually going to stay this way. I've got the same kind of aesthetics to it. I don't like how it looks so far, especially because it's like very squat, like the top is very flat. But yeah, it's the first actual like storage area, and I'm gonna have them. All the storage is gonna reach to the ceiling. I've got actually a logistics floor. Let's clean that up. This is where all the belts and stuff are gonna go to manage the resources and put them into the actual supply floor. Like this is the only one that I've actually rigged up, and so this is where the resources are going to come through the floor from, you know, the entire base. They're going to come through, filter into this box, and then it will. Oh, you know what? I think I screwed this up. It's supposed to go all the way to the top and then filter down. I wanted to make it so that I can use the bottom container, but then all the excess should go to the top and filter down. But I also don't want to put new resources in and have to wait for it to filter all the way down. So I'm trying to figure out a system for that. But yeah, it's really cool. I like the glass in this game. I used beams for this so I could get that diagonal, because the windows can't normally go diagonal across the squares. And that was interesting. It actually works really well. And it's going well. So yeah, that's the supply floor. I think I'm going to work on it a little bit offline, because I want to figure out exactly how I want to put things in before I start actually piping any resources in there. I am going to be bringing the resources into these supports. And then once they come up the supports, then they'll go into the false floor and then get sorted using the smart splitters. Storage buses are something I always try to build in Satisfactory, but they end up bottlenecked. Yeah, I started a storage train, but then like trying to map out and plan all of the stops on the storage train got a little bit too complicated for me. So I'm gonna do it eventually. I just decided to stop. And now I'm going to work on distributing to some key main points. One thing I do want to do today is upgrading everything to Mark V belts. So I've got a bunch of alclad aluminum sheets and everything. I just want to upgrade everything. Doesn't matter if it's like efficient or needs it. I just want to upgrade everything. I have enough materials to do it, so I'd like to do it. Did you see the comment about the smart splitter being too high for your false flooring? Oh, yeah, let's check that out. Okay, so... yeah, this is not ideal. But it's also not the end of the world. Oh, you know what actually might be a problem, though, is these... ports. Yeah, it's gonna look ugly in here. It's gonna look real ugly in here. It's a pretty easy fix. Nice building either way. Well, here's the thing. There's a reason why I have a gap here. And I think we'll find out in a minute or two. You know how I have my computer factory has a port there for the Manta? Well, here he comes. When I started building the supply depot, as soon as I put up the first columns, it just... he flew straight through them, and I was like, no! So I measured it out, made sure that he can get through, and yeah, now I have another Sky Manta port. I think I'll just have to have a Sky Manta port in every building I make. I want to go to the coast factory. I need to upgrade to tier 8. I'd like to see what's in tier 8, and then we'll upgrade everything to Mark 5, and then we'll see what's left. We'll see what we want to do. Work on a project, or maybe we'll work on a supply depot. I wanted to show you the turbo fuel. It was actually really quick to set up. Good, how about you? I am very tired. This is a decompression stream. I just worked for 11 days straight and a lot of overtime, so I am super happy to be back. I had to take a break from stream. Yeah, this building turned out to be much more boxy and like squat, like kind of stubby than I meant for it to be. So I'm thinking about completely revamping. It just took a long time. It took a long time to make last night. It took me several hours. I just wanted a place that had enough room to store everything I wanted. Alright, we are heading to our hypertube cannon to head over to the other side of the map because I'm lazy and I don't like to wait for transportation. Been subbed over on YouTube for about a month and thought it might as well follow here and join the chat. Well, thanks for checking out the channel. It is pretty fun. It's been a jam. Alright, so I have done a bit to this factory. I added a ceiling. I also completed the glass walls and a second floor. I also added a bunch of lights because I wanted lighting in here. I wanted to be able to see while it was dark. But I did put all the lights on a switch. And the reason they're not on is because it tanks my performance, like really badly. Worse than a conveyor tornado? No, not that bad. They actually cap it out. So I had tested this with 2 rows. So I made 2 autosave. I made 2 rows of these lights, and it tanked my FPS down to 30 FPS, like 35. So I made 2 rows, tested it, saw that it tanked FPS, and I was like, you know what? How bad can it get? I pulled a let's game it out. And then I put the rest of the rows in for the entire factory ceiling, and they actually cap it out. So even though I added, I think, 10 times the number of lights in the factory, it still caps out at 35 to 40 FPS. So they actually reduce your lighting calculations. Only X number of shadows allowed to be cast. Okay, that makes sense. I was gonna say, I thought they were just reducing the amount of calculations. You can see that there's this kind of halo around me of light, and as soon as I move, it illuminates more things. And it's like, as soon as I move into an area, like those constructors over there, it's like they don't really get any more light once they pop in, so it's like shadow pop in. So they're doing some, I would imagine, are very temporary lighting calculations. I really hope that they make the lighting either more efficient or that they... Okay, I was thinking about this. They have a problem because in normal games where you don't build things very much, like you don't have building, you bake shadows. there's a couple things that you can do. It's both shadows and reflections. You can bake them in. So into the textures, you'll have texture maps that have actual effects applied to those same textures. You can have different lighting conditions, and you basically calculate a few of those like dynamic settings. Like you think, okay, you've got 4 different lighting scenarios, you've got 4 different reflection scenarios, and you bake them in, and then you apply them to the texture, and then they get called by your code, depending on the view that the player has. Volumetric lights, yeah. Yeah, I think it is the lighting. I thought it was the lighting. So yeah, the thing is, they can't like Coffee Stain can't bake the shadows because you're all over the place. Like, you build things, you change how things work. So if you bake in the shadows and you start building things, putting them together, clipping them through, it's gonna look even worse. Like, I would imagine that would be unacceptable to bake shadows in a way that just makes your game look like a PS2 game. You know, I don't really know like what their requirements are and what their quality standards are, but my guess is that they're sticking with dynamically rendered light, like shadows and lighting, for now. I hope they put in like DLSS or ray tracing, because I know a lot of old GPUs can't handle it, but I would love to have just full lighting all the time everywhere. And since new graphics cards can totally handle that, I want to have as much lights as I can. It'd be cool. Satisfactory with RTX, exactly. But yeah, so I personally don't like the look of 30 FPS. I mean, this is how it looks all the time on my Steam Deck, but you know, I'll deal with it on that small of a screen. For me, on my big monitor, I really like the smooth everything, so I just keep the lights off and turn them on if it's really dark or something. I'm leaving them for now because I'm hoping that they'll fix the lighting in this game in a later update, or maybe 1.0. But I actually don't know if I'll keep this save in a future update. We'll see. So I came over here to show you 2 things. I came over to get some alclad aluminum sheets, of course. So let's grab those before I forget them. I think they're over here. Nope, that's the bins. Here they are. And then the second thing, besides showing you the lights, was I actually closed up my supports for this building. It actually looks kind of cool in my opinion. This is just a test. I don't know if I'm going to keep this. It kind of looks cool, but it takes up a bunch of space, and I don't know. There's this whole concrete architecture. I really like concrete architecture. There's a state college in my state called Evergreen State College, and they're kind of a laughingstock in a lot of ways nationally. Like, they have got good things and bad things. They're made fun of in Futurama. Anyway, their campus, which I've been on, I didn't go to school there, but their campus is made up of a bunch of like postmodern 60s concrete architecture, like almost brutalist. And you know, I went there as a kid and I saw it and it was really cool. So this is definitely kind of inspired by it, although there's no spikes on their campus. But I would love to make kind of a bunker style thing, like of buildings made out of concrete, and passageways, and I just need to figure out like stuff to do in the buildings, because I don't want to make buildings for building's sake. I like having them have a purpose. But I'm like super interested in making concrete, like a concrete city. That would be super cool. Kind of conflicts with my environmental preservation play style though. You know, if I just cover everything with concrete. I went on a tangent, but the supports for this entire building, they're hollow. I finally put a case on them, and I put all of these belts. I mean, that's ugly. I'll show you in a sec. I put the belts that were running up top. I put them inside, and now they neatly pop up. I'm improving things bit by bit. You know, it's not perfect. I am starting to use concrete, or I'm starting to use foundations. I ran into an issue with the rail, the train rail coming through. So I'll probably replace this and run the train somewhere else, but for now it goes through and it's not pretty. I'll fix it. But I really like how the belts come into the support and they just get pumped into the factory. I like it. Is the power consumption on that many lights a factor, or are you pretty much beyond petty power concerns? I am not beyond petty power concerns, but it's not a consideration. If we look at the power before and after we turn them on, we've got about an average of 6,500. I think it is dipping right now, but it bumps back up to about 6,500. If I turn the lights on, oh, maybe it does take a lot of power. It's about 700, I would say, on average, 700 megawatts. That's a lot, actually. Whoops. All right, let's go look at the fuel, turbo fuel. So I made this bridge out of asphalt. I was trying to make it look fancy. I don't think I quite got it there. I was gonna make it into a truck route to bring the coal and the sulfur needed for compacted coal over to the fuel plant. I gave up. Trucks are annoying, and I just left it at that. I'll leave it at that. I ran belts. It was just faster. You get more stuff over, you know, a short period of time. And, yeah. But I got a small little compacted coal factory going. And in fact, it's running really slow. I don't actually think I need this much compacted coal. I just calculated it. It doesn't look like it's actually getting used that fast. And I completely converted this entire plant to turbo fuel. So I have heavy oil residue getting running into turbo fuel alternate recipe, which is very nice. I can get quite a bit more turbo fuel. And then heavy oil residue with compacted coal equals turbo fuel. And then all of these fuel plants run off of 4.5 turbo fuel a minute, which that's nothing. So I could expand. Well, actually what I did was I reduced the number of refineries that I needed to the number of generators that I had. But I could increase the number of refineries I've got and completely blow out the number of generators I have. I just noticed the number of crates on the compass. Sorry, Dark Shrine. Let me turn that off for you. It's probably not what you want. So yeah, I've got turbo fuel, and let me show you the power line. Look at that power line. Remember last stream I was like, oh, the power line was flat before. I found out why it wasn't flat, and it was just poor pipe routing, and certain generators were turning off and on and off and on. But now we've got an even 10.4 gigawatt power output total, and yeah, it's working. It's not covering my max spike capacity, but I'm gonna be dismantling my Tentacle Town factory at some point soon. Once I get the supply depot all figured out. I also started putting factory walls just for FPS concerns, but I don't think I super need them. All right. Tier 7. It's been a good time. But like all things, we must move on. Like all things, we must move on doesn't make sense, but oh well.
Aerial transport of resources is now possible with the use of drones, ideal for shipping across long distances or difficult terrain. A new project part enables progress to the next phase.
Bye-bye. Have a good night. Nuclear power. Let's get ready for nuclear power. We'll see if I get hamstrung by a bunch of side projects that I'll never get there. But I've got plenty of prospects for it. I know where a couple uranium nodes are. Oh, I haven't checked the awesome sink in a while. Let's see how many tickets I have. 65 coupons. That may be the most coupons I've ever harvested. Let's see what I've got in my wish list. Street lights would be nice. I think it's time. Lights panel control. Modifying lights. What's that about? I lost my boombox. I think I'm gonna leave the boombox for now. Hobbs is back. Ooh, wall power outlets Mark III. Let's get that. Quarter pipes as well. Oh, maybe I do want to buy a boombox because I want to buy more tapes. Wow, all that for 24. I'll take it. All right, let's put away the tickets. And R for menu. Change tape. Let's put Joel. Let's put Sanctum in. Okay. There we go. All right, I got my power shards. I've got my alclad aluminum sheets, and let's head off. Let's go find some resource nodes to overclock and upgrade. All right, how's that? Just gonna go kind of quiet and upgrade belts for a little while. I joke and I say it's ASMR, but it really is very satisfying.